This episode of Stick Like Glue Radio is brought to you by Jim Palmer's Create Your Dream Business Now Academy, a one-of-a-kind live event where Jim will personally teach you how to market and grow a more profitable business faster, even in a crappy economy. During this event, Jim will crack the code and reveal how to create a $1 million platform on a shoestring budget. You'll learn how to generate a ton of content with ease, and you'll also network with other successful marketers and entrepreneurs. This not-to-be-missed event is March the 13th through the 15th in Las Vegas and will quite literally transform your business. Do not miss it. Get all the details at www.stopwaitingacademy.com. www.stopwaitingacademy.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Berg, co-author of The Go-Giver and author of Adversaries into Allies, and you're listening to Stick Like Glue Radio.
Welcome to Stick Like Glue Radio, the only podcast dedicated to helping you create an everlasting bond with your customers so they stay longer, spend more, and refer more. Marketing and business building expert Jim Palmer, known internationally as the Newsletter Guru, is a serial entrepreneur, author, speaker, and coach to other entrepreneurs. Jim is the host of Newsletter Guru TV, a weekly web TV show featuring Jim's unique brand of smart marketing and business building advice. Check it out today at www.newsletterguru.tv. Please welcome your host of Stick Like Glue Radio, Jim Palmer.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to Stick Like Glue Radio. This is the only podcast dedicated to helping you create an everlasting bond with your customers so they stay longer, spend more, and refer more, and those are all great things. I am your host, Jim Palmer. I'm committed to helping you build a more profitable business faster, and I'm so excited about this week's show because we are going to learn some new information. My special guest is Sue B Zimmerman, and she is an expert on Instagram, and let me tell you briefly a little bit about Sue. She's also known as the Instagram Gal, and she's a master at Instagram for business. In other words, how to take this platform and use it to build your business. She teaches entrepreneurs and business executives and marketing professionals how powerful Instagram is for business and how powerful it can be in their business. Sue B even manages best-selling author Michael Port's Instagram account, which is @BookYourselfSolid. And she is the founder of the online Instagram course called Insta Results and Insta Expert, the author of the #1 ebook, Instagram Basics for Your Business. She's also a speaker and a business coach. She also has a real store out in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. We were just chatting about that. Sue, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you for being my special guest. It's so fun connecting. You and I are just meeting for the first time, and we have some things in common. We're both from New England. Well, you still live in New England, and you have a store right on Cape Cod, which is kind of cool. And I used to vacation there as a kid.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we love going to the Cape.
Small world. Hey, Sue, you know, one of the things I know, a lot of the entrepreneurs and small business owners that listen to this podcast, they, just like all of us, they're time-starved. You know, there's got so many balls they're juggling in the air, and maybe they've discovered Facebook and maybe shot a video or two, and next thing you know, you turn around and there's 5 more platforms to learn, one of them being Instagram. So this is going to be as educational for me as it is for them. So I guess the very first question is, Sue, is what is Instagram?
Okay, well, it is a free app that you can easily download to your smartphone. And full disclosure here, I am an Apple Mac girl, so I know all of my expertise from being an iPhone user. So I know that the app does a few different features on the Android, so I just want to make that statement first and foremost. But you download it to your phone, and it gives you, full control to share visual content 24/7, because if you're anything like me, you're carrying that phone to the bathroom, right? So it's the thing that you hold on to most dearly throughout the day, and it basically arms you with the opportunity to, to visually share and connect and engage with your ideal customer or client.
So the one thing I heard you say, Instagram is an app, and, I wouldn't say Facebook is an app, right? That's more of a website, a platform. So there's no, for example, www.instagram.com. This is all phone-based.
Oh yeah, you can access your Instagram account from your desktop or a laptop, and you can comment and like on those platforms, but it's primarily used as a mobile app, and more so than any other app at this point. I believe that it's really the most popular app on the phone, where people are sharing, obviously, photos and now 15-second videos. I mean, I use Facebook from my phone more than from my computer as well, but when people think of Instagram, they typically think of it as an app first and not as something that they're doing or using on their computer. But I will let the listeners know that there's ways to really check out your engagement, your stats, your data on the website. It's not actually called Instagram.com. It's called Statagram.com, and it's free. And anyone that has an Instagram account should link it to Statagram so that they can look at some data. Because a lot of people, especially small businesses, to your point, Jim, do not have the time to take on one more social media platform. So they really want to know, if they're getting the engagement and the results that they're looking for. And as you mentioned, I too am that small business owner, and I do have a brick and mortar. And the reason I became such an expert at teaching Instagram to the world is because I used it for over a year at my store, and my sales increased 40%.
Wow.
It's a big number, huh?
That's a big number, yeah. I mean, I was in retail for 25 years. That's a giant number.
Yeah.
Why don't you give us a little background on how you got started? And
sure.
I mean, you like, I'm sure other entrepreneurs, Sue, you were probably a little apprehensive, like, what is this? Is this one more thing I need? How did you just kind of put your toe in the water? Did you dive right in? Or?
Okay, so I was not apprehensive at all because I have been teaching social media for the past 5 years. But let me just back up a little bit, because I think my entrepreneurial journey is somewhat inspiring, especially given the demographics of who your audience is. So I've been an entrepreneur ever since I was 13, and I've had 18 different businesses. I've been featured on QVC. I've had a store. I have manufactured. I've taught. I've been in the service and consumer product-based business. So my brand, Sue B Do, is my name, Sue B. I'm flying around like a busy bee, and my logo is a bee. So it's a lot of visual eye candy, and it's a preppy bee, obviously, Jim, because it's on the cape. And I have been using social media. I've been using Foursquare a lot, because that's a great platform for anyone with a brick and mortar, and obviously Twitter and Facebook and Pinterest, because those have all been giving me great results. And then I saw that my teenage twin daughters were on Instagram, and I'm always watching what my kids are doing, and they're always kind of leading me to the next trend, whether it's something I'm wearing or something I'm buying or downloading. So I asked them, and they looked at me, and they're like, okay, Mom, we're still not telling you, because that means you're going to start doing it, and we don't want you to be doing what we're doing. So that gave me all the more incentive to do it myself. So for over a year, I've been actively reading, engaging, following, listening to other social media experts that are talking about Instagram, and I figured out how to use it very, very strategically for business, and not just use it, but obviously teach it. So my store, Jim, is a seasonal store on the Cape, and when I'm not doing that, I'm teaching social media. And I have been speaking at conferences around New England, and have been attending conferences and always learning. And I went to Brendan Bouchard's Experts Academy out in California, and I realized that I was one of the very few people in the room Instagramming. And everyone around me was like, okay, Sue, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm Instagramming. They're like, okay, I thought that was just for teenagers. What are you doing? And I would literally be teaching and showing people all day, including Don Clother at dinner. I showed him all about how to use it. And he's your guest that you had on last time, and he was like, okay, you need to own Instagram. He said to me, you need to own this, and I will mentor you. So the light bulbs went off because, as I said, I've been an entrepreneur my whole life, and I know how to seize opportunities when they are presented. So I came back from California. I walked my dog in the woods. I put my iPhone in a tree, and I did a video, and I said, I am the Instagram gal, and I'm going to teach the world how to use Instagram for their business. And this was, Jim, this was 8 months ago.
Wow.
And in the past 8 months, I have been speaking, contributing to blogs, teleseminars, conferences, contributing chapters to books, and doing countless webinars on how to teach business owners to use Instagram strategically for business. And the reason I'm so passionate about teaching it is because of every social media platform. For me, it's where I have attracted my ideal follower in the least amount of time and gained new clients and, quite frankly, have made a lot of money. And it's really fun. I love being on Instagram. My brain is wired, I think, in tweets and Instagrams. I'm a very visual learner, and it's just amazing how you can start in Instagram, and we can go into this in detail in a little bit, but you can share it out to Facebook and Twitter, and your reach is just huge if you know, again, how to do it with a strategy, and you're not just putting pictures up of your kids and your cats and your dogs.
So, Sue, is it videos and pictures, or is it just pictures? Or
No, it's video and pictures. You get 15-second videos, and what's so great about that, especially for any business owner, is that you can get a testimonial, you can show a how-to, you can pan your store, feature some items, run a contest. A lot of people are probably intimidated or don't have the time to do YouTube videos, and that's, a full-time job, and I managed to work that in as well, but there's no excuse why you can't be doing a 15-second video on Instagram and worry about all the whole setup and editing, and it's just really super easy, and you can delete and edit on your phone within the video app.
Wow, that's crazy. Now, with Instagram, is it similar to Pinterest? Can people go and if they see one of your Instagrams, come online or on their phone, can they then go back and check out more of your past posts, or how does that work?
Yeah. So one of the very many reasons I love Instagram is because it's like keeping a virtual scrapbook of your existence, and it's all chronological. So yes, you can literally find somebody that you want to follow, and my handle on Instagram is at Sue B Zimmerman, but I also have two others. I'll just start with that one. So when you go all the way back, you can literally see my first post, and you can watch, it's like flipping through somebody's photo album, and the posts never go away. Like on Facebook, how they move really quickly through your feed, and only if people are going to go into your wall and visit you do they even see your past posts, but who's really going to scroll through all your posts and all your content? This is just beautiful photos, all just chronologically, as I said, and you can literally just check somebody out or their business out on Instagram, and it's just really an easy and enjoyable place to look at visual content.
Now, you said earlier that you grew your business by 30% using Instagram, so I would imagine that you were taking pictures of some of the things you sell in your store and things like that, or how exactly were you engaging customers and prospective customers?
Well, actually it was 40, not 30, so that was even a bigger number, so kudos to me for that, right?
Yeah.
So my strategy for growing it that way is I have 7 amazing girls that work for me. They are in high school and college, and I have certain social media criteria when I hire them. They have to check in on Foursquare every time they come and write a post and take a picture. They have to post to Facebook twice. They have to tweet twice, and they have to do at least 2 Instagrams off of their phones, not mine. So they have followers, right? They're teenagers. They have close to 1,000 followers each. They live on Cape Cod all summer, and so their friends are there. And when they post, in addition to my post, people see it. They follow our hashtag strategy, which is, we can go into that in a little bit, and they come into the door at my store. And I do give commission to my girls if one of their friends bought something because of their Instagram post. So
that's pretty smart.
I know. I share the wealth. You got to. Because if it wasn't for them, my sales wouldn't have increased that much.
Is there any building back and forth? I know with the Instagrams, because I looked at it a little bit earlier this afternoon, and I can see, you can put hashtags and things like that. Is there any commenting back and forth, or is that not on that platform? Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's awesome. People engage and comment on photos. People can repost your photos. There's a third-party app that you can use, and that's like getting a retweet on Twitter when someone actually reposts your content and shares it with their followers. And there's a lot of commenting going on. I did a live event that Chris Brogan had here in Boston, and he was funny. He went over every social media platform. He was talking about them, and then when he got to Instagram, he didn't say a lot about it. He said, I'm on Instagram, but I'm just showing pictures of me working out in the gym. And then I raised my hand and I said, well, I have 3 accounts. He's like, really? I said, yeah, because I teach the world how to use Instagram. And he said, okay, everybody listen to Sue. She has something to teach us about Instagram. So he let me talk about it in the room. There were about 40 people here at this kind of really fun event he did. And he listened and he saw what I taught, and he now engages on my posts and says things like, you just gave me an amazing idea. Because an amazing idea can be something like showing a photo of your new book cover or your blog post, teasing them to that article, or if you're a YouTube person, having that be the URL in your bio so people go to that if you're trying to grow your subscribers. Or if you're simply trying to get more followers on Twitter, you can give shout-outs and get people over there as well. But what you really need to be cognizant of is that you're sharing fabulous eye candy, very much to the same standards I think should be on Instagram that are on Pinterest. However, a lot of people don't follow my standards. So I only follow people and brands that hold my standards, which are to post really great images that are going to teach me something or make me laugh or, educate me or engage me or some value, because, we only have so much time in the day. So if I'm going to look at things from someone else, I want it to be worth my time.
Do you suggest always using hashtags with every picture you post, or does that get old? Or
no, well, the hashtag, when you first post a picture, you write a description. The description doesn't have to have hashtags in it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But the comment below is where you should have your hashtags, and you can use up to 30 hashtags per post. If you post your hashtags in the comments, you can then, in a couple hours, swipe them and delete them and put them again, because people are following hashtags all day long on Instagram, and that's how people are attracted to your content. Some of your content is by what your hashtag strategy is. And just to let the listeners know, I do have an online course called Insta Results where I go in detail about the hashtag strategy if we don't have time for it now.
Okay. What would you say? I'm going to assume people, if they're interested and they're getting engaged, they can go either get the app or create an account for themselves. Once they do that, what are maybe the top three best practices that you suggest?
Well, I'm going to tell you the top 5 mistakes I see, and that will be the same as best practices, I think. So number 1 is you want to make sure that you have a professional photo or logo that's not cropped, that's really clean and easy to see. You also have 150 characters that you can write a bio and really talk about who you are and what you're an expert at. So you want to do that in a way that's really appealing. I create what I call Insta-bios as one of my services. And if you look at my accounts, you'll see what that means. It's like graphically laid out with the right words, the right keywords, so that it makes it clean and easy for people to connect with you. Because creating a really good bio is important. I do not follow anyone unless they have a bio. You also want to make sure you link to a website. You have the option of changing that at any time throughout the day if you want to leave them anywhere. And you want to make sure your settings are not on private. Now, if you set up an Instagram account initially because you were doing it for your family and to stay connected to your family and that's where they share pictures, that is fine. I suggest you open up what I call a featured account, and I have 2 of those. A featured account is an account where you're sharing content that is featuring one expertise. So another account that I have is called the Instagram expert, at the Instagram expert on Instagram. And that account, I only share Instagram tips and tools. And they're in little sound bites that anyone can digest and feel like they learned something from just looking at my post. So the value that I'm giving is insanely huge, and that's why I'm getting people to connect with me there. I'll let the listeners know that I have almost 4,300 followers on my Sue B Zimmerman account, because that's the one I started with, and then I decided to niche down to a featured account, the Instagram expert, because I know that some people are not interested in seeing my dog and my kids and where I'm going and what I'm doing for the reasons I just mentioned. So people that know me and are connected to me don't mind seeing that, but a stranger that just wants to learn all about Instagram for their business would probably rather go to my account, the Instagram expert. And then my third account, SueBdo_Cape Cod, is all about my store, beautiful sceneries on the Cape, the sunsets that are gorgeous, the beaches, the history. And I'm not just selling my product, Jim. I'm showing what it feels like to be on beautiful Cape Cod. So anybody that has a passion for the Cape and the islands will follow me on that account. And in 2 weeks, I've managed to grow that one to a little over, I think, I'm almost at 200 on that one. I just started that account. But they're all really, the people that are following me there are all people that are engaging on what I'm posting. So they're quality followers, and that's what you want. You do not ever want to buy followers or fans. You want to grow them authentically. Everybody starts with zero.
How often do you post in general?
Well, I am a little over the top because of who I am. I post anywhere between 2 to 6 times on my Sue B Zimmerman. I post twice on Sue B Do. I know what times of day to be posting based on my engagement. And on the Instagram expert, I post twice. And that, I have over 500 followers on the Instagram expert account, and I've only posted 131 times. So my conversion rate on that is pretty big, like almost 5 to 1 post.
Sue, does Instagram have like I guess what you call a push marketing feature, or do people have to sign in and then go find you? Is there like a news feed when they go to the website or the app, or how do they find your stuff?
Well, if you're gonna build Instagram into your social media strategy, the best way for people to find you is to make sure you have that button on your website, because what's happening, Jim, is a lot of people are not getting their business name or their name because they're coming into the party too late. And most people try to get their Twitter handle because that's consistent, and you want to be consistent on every platform. I'm one of the lucky few that have Sue B Zimmerman on every single platform. I have it on slideshare.net. I have it on YouTube. I have it on Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, all of them. But it's hard to get your name everywhere. So if you can't get your name, there are strategies and ways to get the next best thing. And I work with a lot of clients to help them name their Instagram handle the right way, because you definitely don't want to have like a random name.
Wow. This has been very educational. I really want to thank you for sharing your expertise. You've obviously come a long way in a short period of time. How can people learn more about Sue B Zimmerman and connect with you?
Well, as I mentioned, my name is, they can just Google my name, but the best place to start, Jim, is by signing up for my list on my website, SueBZimmerman.com, because I give away a free PDF, How to Use Instagram for Your Business. It's a very basic PDF that could at least help people get started for free. And once you are on my list, you'll continue to get information about webinars I'm doing and online media tips. I don't just teach Instagram. I teach a lot of other ways to use social media and online media to grow your small business, because that's what I have and that's what I do.
Okay, cool. I may have missed it in your answer there. So what's the URL? Where do you want them to go? SueBZimmerman.com is where I want them to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Sue,
yeah, go ahead.
So SueBZimmerman.com. Go there and get the PDF on how to learn more about this amazing thing called Instagram.
Yeah, and also, Jim, I have a #1 ebook in Amazon called Instagram Basics for Your Business, and that's just $4.99. And on my website, they can get to my Insta Results course and all my other sales pages of Instagram goodies that I sell.
Awesome. Sue, thank you so much for being my special guest today. I really, really appreciate it.
Oh, you're so welcome. My pleasure.
Hey, folks, that wraps up this very special episode of Stick Like Glue Radio with the very talented Sue B Zimmerman. Stick Like Glue Radio is the only podcast dedicated to helping you create an everlasting bond with your customers so they stay longer, spend more, and refer more. I'm your host, Jim Palmer. I'm committed to helping you build a more profitable business faster. Watch for another great episode of Stick Like Glue Radio next week. Until then, keep taking action, keep moving forward, and don't ever, ever, ever give up. Now go out there and do something nice for somebody today. Take care, everybody.
You've been listening to Stick Like Glue Radio, the only podcast dedicated to helping you create an everlasting bond with your customers so they stay longer, spend more, and refer more. Stick Like Glue Radio features Jim Palmer's unique brand of smart marketing and business building advice for action-oriented entrepreneurs. To make sure you don't miss a single profit-boosting show, subscribe to this podcast at www.getjimpalmer.com. If you know other entrepreneurs looking for the fastest way to higher profits in their business, please tell them about the Stick Like Glue Radio podcast. Now go and implement what you've learned and boost your profits. See you next week for more Stick Like Glue Radio.